Sooner fans, Longhorn Nation, welcome to episode 116 of the Bevo Podcast, the only podcast dedicated to covering the greatest rivalry in college softball, the University of Oklahoma and the University of Texas. I'm here with my man, Kevin Miller. I am John Whitson. Kevin, it's the bottom of the eighth. My girls don't know if they can handle anymore. I don't know if I can handle anymore. Jada Coleman has had a terrible day at the plate. On her last at bat, she popped up into the inning. It was just, there was desperation. There was desperation in the household, Kevin. And Jada Coleman, like she has done all year long, delivers the walk-off, bottom of the eighth, home run to beat the Florida Gators and set up the dream matchup. The greatest rivalry in college softball today. The University of Oklahoma versus the University of Texas for it all. Oklahoma City tonight, tomorrow night, and hopefully that's all it takes is 2 Oklahoma wins to beat the Texas Longhorns. Are you fired up?
I am, man. You know, when the field first got announced, we figured there was a good chance that this could happen, but it's nice to see it finally there. You never know.
There wasn't a good chance. There wasn't a good chance this was going to happen. This was the only thing that was going to happen.
Yes, it would have been. It would have been upsetting if it wouldn't have happened.
Nobody wanted to see. Nobody wanted to see Texas, Florida. Okay, nobody wanted to see that. Nobody wanted to see Oklahoma, Stanford. Nobody wanted to watch that. This is what the people want, Kevin. Correct. You give them what they want. The 2 best teams in college softball this year, maybe the last couple of years, last 3 years, who knows? Listen to these records, okay? Texas record this year, 55-8. Okay? Oklahoma record, 57-7. Texas was 7-1 in the postseason. OU was 8-1 in the postseason. Head-to-head, 2-2 on the year. Okay? The only glimmer of difference is in the 4 games they've played, OU has a 12-7 run advantage. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. The players, it's too much to list. Like if I say, okay, here's the OU players to watch, I'd have to go down to freaking Riley Boone hitting in the 8th spot or whatever she hits in. Like, it's insane. Sid Sanders is in a slump right now, and half of her hits are home runs. Like, she is a home run waiting to happen. You go over here.
You see yesterday's game, that she was a threat. Even that one where she popped up to the outfield.
Yes.
You know, and I'm like, okay, she has power. She's going to hit one eventually. You can see it coming.
And then go over to Texas, okay? We talked about Reese Atwood. She's the second, the best offensive player in the country. Second best player behind Najari Candidate, who y'all beat, right? I mean, she is.
He was amazing in that game, by the way.
Oh, my gosh.
He was unreal, man.
The only way you win the game, right, because it is a pitcher's duel, is one of the craziest endings you're ever going to see is Alyssa Washington scoring in a rundown. Like, who scores in a rundown? Nobody scores in a rundown.
Nobody. I
mean, it takes Benny the Jet from Sandlot to score in a rundown. Like, that's the only person I've ever seen score in a rundown before. This is amazing.
It just shows the quality of these players, right? When you have great players like that are on great teams, those kind of things happen, right? You see it in other sports, right? Great players on great teams, those things just happen too in those kind of moments.
That's exactly right. That's it, Kevin. That's exactly right. Here's the deal. Okay, so seriously though, if we want to bring down the rhetoric a little bit, Kevin, you're a little excited. Okay, just bring down the rhetoric just a second. Players to watch. All right, players to watch on the Texas side. The aforementioned Reese Atwood. She's just a great offensive player. But it's your pitching. It's your pitching. Tegan Cabin is a freshman pitcher, 0 runs in 14 innings in the postseason, 15 strikeouts. I'm sorry, in the College World Series. That's 0 runs in the College World Series in 14 innings, 15 strikeouts. And then she's backed up by Mac Morgan and Satali Gutierrez, who are really, 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 really good. Gutierrez had some really good innings against Oklahoma when they played him previously. You haven't seen her as much. Mac Morgan tends to be the one that relieves Kevin. But either way, the Texas pitchers are fantastic. They're fantastic. And so you look at that and you say, anybody else going up against this team, Kevin, they got no chance. They have no chance against this pitching staff. However, slide over to the Oklahoma side, and you've got Tiara Jennings, one of the greatest players in the history of college softball. She's a top 5 home run ever hitter. She's one of the best shortstops to ever play. She played second base up until this year. I mean, she is a fantastic player. And you have Jada Coleman, who's capable of a big play anytime she comes to the plate. Kinsey Hansen, Alyssa Brito has our best on-base percentage and best slugging percentage. The aforementioned Sid Sanders. And then you've got 2 freshmen, Ella Parker and Cassidy Pickering. If it's not for them, OU's not even in this position.
Yeah.
They went 5 for 6 from the plate yesterday. And if they don't do that, we're not even having an OU Texas matchup. But at the end of the day, just like with you guys and Tegan Kevin, it's Kelly Maxwell. Can she deliver? She was shaky against Florida, all right? But she settled down and was able to steady the ship. But shaky
besides those
Florida,
home runs, I mean, they couldn't get a hit.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. But besides the home runs, they had 3 of them, Kevin.
They did. One of them, a couple of 2-run home runs.
And you look at who's backing her up with Nicole May and Kristen Deal, did not look good in game 1 against Florida.
No, not at all.
I don't know. A lot of criticism at Patty Gasso. Again, I don't even know how you criticize Patty Gasso at this point. Like, what are we? What are we doing? But the criticism that was levied at her was, why are we rolling out Nicole May? Why are we rolling out Kristen Deal? You've got Kelly Maxwell. You ride your ace, whatever the case may be. I don't know, right or wrong, indifferent. Doesn't matter. We're in the finals. But if that was meant to put some confidence in Nicole May and Kristen Deal, it did not do that.
Yeah, and could have backfired. You never know, though, man. You get to this stage, who knows what you're going to get out of players, right? The pressure become too much.
Nicole May has looked good against Texas this year. Okay,
yeah.
Nicole May is a senior, maybe even a super senior. She's played a lot of ball. She's looked good against Texas. She's pitched in the College World Series. Is the moment too big for her? I don't think so. But the Florida lineup versus the Texas lineup, it's just night and day.
Correct.
Florida.
Now, I will say this though, from a Texas standpoint, that their offense hasn't been quite as dynamic besides that Florida game, right? The first game they won 10-0, but the offense hasn't been on fire the past few games. Now, I know you went up against Kennedy, which she can shut down anybody, but it just hasn't been as hot. We'll see what happens, but that's one slight concern I have.
No, it's a legit concern. The problem is, and I like what Maxwell's done. She pitched a gem against UCLA back on, the days are all running together, maybe Monday or Sunday. She pitched a gem against UCLA. I mean, it was fantastic. Again, sketchy against Florida in the first half of the game. She's pitched Texas good. Yeah, dude, this is just a different kind of lineup. Obviously, advantage. Mike White's going to love this. Advantage is playing in Oklahoma City. I think this is a huge, for all the pitter-patter back and forth of should it be moved or shouldn't it be moved. I don't know I think it's total crap. I mean, it is what it is. You just got to let it do. But it's in Oklahoma. It's huge for Oklahoma.
It is an advantage. No matter what anybody says, it is an advantage for Oklahoma. Now, I'm not saying it should be moved, right? Because right now, there's no other softball stadium like this anywhere in the country. There's no facility that comes close. So until that happens, it's not going to be moved. So unless another city decides to invest in the sport like Oklahoma City has, then it's not going anywhere. But I mean, it is an advantage for OU. But again, teams lose on their home court all the time in championship games. We've seen this before, right? So while it's an advantage, it's not an insurmountable advantage.
Texas gets the number 1 seed. OU's the 2 seed. Texas will be batting in the home half of the innings in games 1 and 3. OU getting the home half of the innings in game 2. psychological advantage for Texas, having that opportunity to
Maybe knowing you can
respond.
walk off. Yeah. You have the last crack at it. I would say so. I'd say it's a comforting thing. I mean, it felt like yesterday, right? With OU, once you got into the bottom of the seventh, it was like it's walk off time, right? It's once Florida couldn't take that lead back, you guys tied it at 5. They had a chance in the bottom of the seventh, or excuse me, the top of the seventh. They didn't score, and when it went to the bottom of the seventh, I thought you guys were walking off in the seventh. Ended up
So
taking
did I.
going to the eighth, but and first of all, let's talk about that home run that Jada Coleman hit. That was not a hittable. That's typically not a home run pitch.
No, she didn't
The
reach
ball
for
was
it.
up and away,
Yeah,
completely out of the strike zone.
and
So
I don't
I
even think
think
she
that's why
got.
she was so surprised.
I don't even think she got that much on it. Did you?
No, at first I'm thinking like, okay, I don't know if there was a win because Florida in that last home run that they hit, it was similar. I thought it was going to be a pop up, and then it just next thing you know, it just went over the fence. But yeah, not a great not a typical home run pitch. I wasn't mad at the pitcher at all from Florida. She was great, and I didn't think that was a bad pitch that she threw, even though it ended up being a walk off for the game winning
The
home run.
crazy part about Rock, the pitcher for Florida, is she had to face Oklahoma in 7 + 8, 15 innings. And they
Yeah.
just really they hit her hard, but they never just really got to her. She was
No,
able to just hold
the
them off and
freshman,
hold them
by the
off.
way. What are we talking about?
I know, and to be able to stare down OU's lineup like that,
Yeah, she was composed. She never ever seemed flustered. Which
no.
it's hard to believe, right? I'm just like, man, these ladies are tougher than I would have been.
Oh,
That's a real
listen,
situation, man.
the level of play at the World Series. Um, Here's the deal. What is it? A rising tide, lifts all ships. OU has created the expectation that the level of play has to be just in
You gotta
order
have
to
it.
compete. And you look across the board at this entire every game has been competitive. I guess OU had a run rule in the first game or whatever, but that didn't matter. Every other game throughout the World
Yeah,
Series was
especially
super
once,
competitive.
yeah, as you get closer towards the end, yeah, it's all been good. Man, Texas stand 1-0.
Um, Mike White has had an incredibly big mouth for the last however many years he's been at Texas. He's an absolutely obnoxious coach, probably the most hated coach by OU fans on any sport. If Chris Beard would have stayed, he'd have probably taken it. Because we own Sark. Sark's not a big deal. We're 2-1 against Sark. He's terrible. You'd agree with that, right? So
Absolutely not. Sark all day over Venables.
that's insane. That's insane. That's an insane take. But Mike White's terrible. He's from New Zealand. He talks funny. He literally grew up playing softball. He knows how to pitch. He knows how to get these girls to pitch. Is he the coach to unseat Patty Gasso? Is this the year that Texas unseats? I mean, this is the greatest collection of softball talent on one team over a 4-year span. This senior class will go down as the greatest senior, whether they win or lose, will go down as the greatest class
it's
of
already
softball
cemented.
players.
Yeah.
Does Texas have enough? Does Mike White have enough? Does his lineup have enough? Is Mike White putting Texas in the position to beat Oklahoma this year over the next 3 days?
Yes. I think the pitching is the reason. When we did this 2 years ago, right? We had just kind of started doing this. We had these same two teams met. I thought Texas might be able to get a game, but I thought there was no chance they were going to win the series, right? I feel better about this team than I do about that team 2 years ago. Yeah, like I was saying, man, it's going to be tough. It's going to take everything and more. But I feel like this team has more experience. I feel like they're more confident than they were 2 years ago when they faced the mighty Sooners for the title. So if there's any year that it can be done, it's this year. What do you think?
I don't think Oklahoma has a chance. I think this is Texas' year, Kevin.
I see what you're trying to do, and it's not going to work.
I don't think
Please go ahead.
Jada Coleman has what's left to beat Texas. I don't think Tiara Jennings is up for this series. I don't think Kelly Maxwell is prepared to pitch the series of her life. I don't think Kinsey Hansen has any heart. I think Patty Gasso has given up. I think 3 in a row is as good as she's ready to do. I think Texas is positioned, to take the series, Kevin. I think I've almost given up.
Good.
Absolutely freaking not. OU is going to freaking roll. They might roll in 2, Kevin. That's how good this team is. This is a team of destiny, Kevin. A team of destiny. Texas has absolutely no chance, okay? I remember a little situation, I don't know, in October, okay, where you're up 30-27, all right? And you know what they said? They said the odds were stacked against them. They said with Byron Murphy and Tavondre Sweat and all the great players on Texas's defense that there was no way little old Oklahoma could march down the field and hit Nick Anderson in the end zone and win the game on the last play with a walk-off. Well, I'm telling you what, Kevin, it was Sooner Magic then, it's Sooner Magic now, and Oklahoma is going to beat the you-know-what out of Texas. It might even be close. It might be a run rule. It might be 2 run rules, Kevin. I don't know if Texas is ready for what Oklahoma is going to bring. Texas has had a nice season. Texas is a nice team. Texas is going to the SEC next year. It's all been great. They are going to get their ass kicked by the University of Oklahoma, and it is going to be sweet. It is going to be awesome. And it's what I'm here for, Kevin. It's what the Boomer Bevo Podcast is here for. This is what it was invented for Oklahoma to steal the heart from the University of Texas. There you go. I said it.
What's the heck of the
Boomer soon. Let's go.
What does the Red River Shootout have to do with this?
What are you talking about, Kevin? This stuff is all interconnected. Okay? There is a thread, all right? A thread that runs through these 2 universities. All right,
but it only connects to certain sports, though.
What it connects to, dude, Jada Coleman, walk-off home run. Who's her boyfriend? Who's her fiance? Billy freaking Bowman. Okay, that's all the connection I need. That's all the connection I need, Kevin. It doesn't matter. The rest of it doesn't matter. It's over. It was over. It was written. Whatever you want to say, I'm not sure Texas survives the next 2 games. They might dismantle the program. Mike White might literally go crazy over what Oklahoma is going to do to the University of Texas.
Well, Mike White might go crazy. That's a daily occurrence, though. He's always on the brink.
Okay. What is your official? Well, first of all, we don't need a prediction. So, what is our wage? What is our wager going to be? We don't handicap it. This is done every fall. It's been done every fall for the last 7 years that we've known each other. It just happens to be in the springtime this year. What is the wager? What are you willing to put up? Put your money where your mouth is on Mike White.
Outside of our normal.
Whatever you want to put up. I don't care. It can be a gentleman's bet. It doesn't bother me. We do candy bar and Coke.
Yeah, we'll do our normal deal.
Yeah. Hey, listen. A victory candy bar and Coke from you tastes so good every fall. It is going to taste even better this spring when Oklahoma beats Texas in the Women's College World Series. It's going to taste amazing. I'm going to love it. There will be nothing better.
Well, I will say I did enjoy the 49-0 one. That one was good.
I don't remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, I do.
I did not stay for the end of that game, so I don't know what the end of the score
was.
I
don't blame you.
I don't know what the end of the score was.
I don't fault fans for leaving when you're getting beat down like that. This is for what?
I think you went 8-4 that season.
We did 8-5.
Yeah, that's terrible. Listen, dude.
Real quick before we go.
Okay.
Red River Shootout time. Cotton Bowl 2:30 this year. Thoughts?
It's the greatest thing in the world.
Okay.
It's the greatest thing in the world. If you were, I hate 11 a.m. kickoffs. I've been down there so many times. Even for that game? What's that?
Even for that game, you hate
this? Yes. You want to listen, dude. You want to be prime. It's as good as prime time game as they're going to give the OU Texas. Yeah. It's the closest thing you're going to get to a nighttime kickoff. 11 a.m. people aren't even awake yet. They turn on the second half of the game, whatever. There is so much buildup in a 2:30 kickoff of a game of this magnitude. It's the greatest rivalry in college football. It should never be at 11 o'clock. It should be built up. That's the way I
It's
see
a
it.
TV deal. I think this year, on the same day, Ohio State plays Oregon, same morning, and I'm assuming that'll be on the Fox Big Noon kickoff. I think that's why they wanted this one at 2:30.
Will it be in Oregon and be a 10 a.m. kickoff or a 9 a.m. kickoff?
I believe it'll be in Columbus.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume
Well, I mean,
I know, and TV runs it all, so
listen,
they would put the kids out there at 9. They would do that, but
I loved everything about Fox Sports coverage. I love Joel Klatt. I love Gus. I love the All-American girl, Jenny Taft.
Jenny Taft, yeah.
I loved everything about it. I thought that I even liked their graphics. I thought the way they could tie stuff into their NFL coverage, all of that was just fantastic. I hated 11 a.m. kickoffs. It became absurd. It became absurd for OU. And so to get these kickoffs and to get this kickoff time just shows the right decision was made to go to the SEC. It just, I mean, I know it's something trivial, but it's just like, man, 11 a.m. kickoffs did not do anything for the brand. They just didn't.
Yeah.
And a 2:30 kickoff, both for you guys too, man. I mean, the 11 a.m. kickoffs y'all had, we talked about this last time. That 11 a.m. kickoff in Austin on a September Saturday, that's brutal, man. It's like 110 degrees.
It's tough. Oh, that game is at Oregon, by the way. So we'll see what time, who has the right.
They might do a primetime game for that. I hope they do.
I hope so too. Yeah,
that'd be terrible.
I hope so too.
9 a.m. Listen, they were doing 10 a.m. Colorado, even Oklahoma when they played Provo at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. local kickoffs. I mean,
what are we doing?
You know what a 10 a.m. Saturday game is? That's JV. The JV football team plays on 10 a.m. on Saturday. All the guys that didn't get in the game Friday night have to wake up and go play at 10 a.m. on Saturday, and it's terrible. So what do we do? All right, back to softball. Who's going to be your player? Who's going to be your MVP? Is it your pitcher or is it Reese Atwood?
Reese Atwood.
You think Reese Atwood gets to Kelly?
Yes.
I think it's Tiare Jennings. I think this is her walk-off. Moment. I think Tiare Jennings, Jada gets the headlines for the big plays and the home run and all the things like that. And the freshmen will get their run and Kelly Maxwell will get her run. I think this is the series that you see Tiare Jennings secure her position in OU lore, which is a tough thing to do, right? I mean, we're talking Jocelyn Alo, Shay Knighton, Lauren Chamberlain, Kaylani Ricketts. I mean, there's been some amazing players at the University of Oklahoma that have won championships. But I think this is where Tiare Jennings steps up and you see that. So you're saying an offensive player. I'm saying an offensive player. Who knows? It'll probably be 1-0 wins for the next 3 games. Kevin, enjoy this, dude. Enjoy this. Nothing is going to be better over the next 3 days than Oklahoma playing Texas. So enjoy it. Everybody else out there, enjoy it. We appreciate you listening. Kevin, Boomer.
Hook 'em.